Good afternoon and welcome to Coffee and Jam. I'm Jacob Vargas. I'm the Startup Incubation Manager here at Ministry of Awesome. Ministry of Awesome is the starting point for entrepreneurs, innovators, and startups here in Christchurch. Coffee and Jam is Christchurch's longest running business or entrepreneurial event. We have been running this for the last 307 weeks successfully. So we'll be hearing from two amazing speakers today, Vinay Verma and then Ruben Vigil. So Ministry of Awesome, as I said, is the starting point for entrepreneurs and innovators here in Christchurch. So if you're an entrepreneur or if you have even a small entrepreneurial bone in your body, then we are the people you can come and talk to. We'll support you, train you, mentor you, connect you to the right people, and put you on a path towards market entry and investability. So as I said, we'll be first hearing from Vinay Verma. Vinay is the co-founder and CTO and CEO of Schoolbell.chat. After that, we'll have a short networking session. After that, we'll be hearing from Ruben from SpongeBabs. And at the end, we'll have the shout-outs as usual. So Coffee and Jam, as you see, it's an event by Koha only. If you all want to make a donation, there is a box on the yellow table outside. But we're able to put on this event for the last 308 weeks, absolutely free of cost to the community, thanks to the amazing support that we get from our partners and sponsors. RI Institute of Canterbury is our co-partner. RI Ministry of Awesome has jointly established a startup incubator called Te Ohaka, the Center for Growth and Innovation, on the Kahukura building of RI's Moorhouse campus. Then BNZ, who's the supporter of the Epic Awesome Alliance. Epic has been giving the space to us for the last 7 years for Coffee and Jam and other events. And our event partners, the Christchurch City Council, Fairground Accounting, Fix and Fog, Unknown Chapter, and Grizzly Baked Goods. So Vinay Verma is a very experienced tech manager and tech leader. He has over 22 years of experience working across different countries and different organizations. Vinay is a part of Te Ohaka now, and this would be the first time Vinay is actually pitching about his idea after a long product development phase. He's now entering into the market. So over to you, Vinay.
Thank you, Jacob. Yeah, it's on. It's on. Thank you, Jacob, for that wonderful introduction. So I'm here to talk about Schoolbell.chat. It is an innovative idea to collaborate between parents and teachers. Now, before we start what Schoolbell.chat is, I'll just set a basic introduction about the journey of me and the product. So I finished my electrical engineering in '97, then worked, as Jacob told, in about 78 countries. Some of the significant projects that I've done is the Blackboard. I was a Blackboard consultant for 8 years. I implemented the Fairfax County Public School parent portal system way back in 2005, and that was the first integrated parent portal system. From there, I've worked across at least 50 counties implementing parent portal. And near home, the biggest achievement is the Realme. I used to manage the Realme project for Datacom and DIA. Now, on the top you would see, I moved into Ministry of Awesome in 2019. And one important milestone that you would see over there is the Seton earthquake. Now, I'll tell you why Seton earthquake was a game changer in this entire Schoolbell.chat. Now, in 2003, when the Seton earthquake happened, there was I had my colleagues who works in Datacom. I was in Wellington at the moment, and I had my colleagues. There was a complete lack of communication or a breakdown, because if you know Wellington, there are two arteries that comes into the city and goes out of the city. The arteries were blocked. Parents weren't able to communicate about the status of their kids, vice versa. So there was a complete breakdown of communication. Now, following to that, people, especially teachers in one of the Tawa Intermediate School, when I met them, they told, in this age, why can't we have something that can communicate both bidirectionally with parents and teachers? Now, further research from there, I had chance to interact with many parents and teachers, and these are some of the classic cases where what I've seen from those interviews. Now, Debbie Smith was worried about Emma, her daughter, and because of the grades that she was getting in math. And she spent about 45 minutes to communicate with the teacher, to set up a 10-minute meeting session after school, traveling from work to school, and that's the amount of effort that she spent. And a couple of months later, there was again another communication breakdown. Similarly, Hamish Jones, it's another teacher, he told me the pain that he goes through when they have to communicate with the teacher. So it takes at least 5 minutes per student to find out the information and start communicating. And mostly it involves staying back from school. Now fast forward to 2019, the same communication failure to an extent happened in the Christchurch shooting case as well, because we saw a lot of parents waiting outside the school, not knowing what's happening inside, or in offices not understanding what's happening inside. So can we do something better to improve that, to benefit the students as well as their academic careers? So we came up with this schoolbell.chat. Now, what schoolbell.chat is, it's a collaborative platform. Okay? It gives utmost importance to privacy and relationships. Okay? It is like a Slack for parents and teachers. Now, everybody knows what Slack is, right? So it's like a Slack for parents and teachers, completely managed by the school system, so you don't have to go hunting for parents' email address or teacher's email address or school email address or anything. Now, going back to the old story of Debbie, if Debbie was using schoolbell.chat, how would that have transpired? So Debbie, when she logs into schoolbell.chat, either from a mobile device or a desktop, she gets all the students, all of her children in the list automatically with their teachers. She just has to start a communication either via text, audio, or video call. And that's how the communication happens. And this is exactly what happened in that communication with Maria, who was the teacher for Emma at that point, who was a math teacher for Emma at that point. So they decided to have a direct video call, started the video call. She didn't have to leave the office, she didn't have to travel, she could make herself available and whatever time is needed. And 2 weeks down the line, Emma comes back saying she still doesn't have homework. Now, Debbie in the initial stage was really thinking, should I be spending another 45 minutes to get the information and find out what's happening? But in this case, she just opens the app again and starts asking the questions. And Maria says, yeah, she had homework, she is not doing it. She's not submitting the homework, or she's not working on the homework. Now this is how the entire system works. So the relationship is already available on the school, is uploaded to schoolbell.chat, which is basically the parents, children, and the teacher relationship. And that relationship is always synced with the parents and teachers' handheld devices or desktop whenever they log in. And the teachers or parents can initiate one-to-one communication, and teachers can initiate a group communication, like how you would see for a parent-teachers meeting. Okay, so you don't have to physically go there. You can have a group communication where all the parents come in, and then they can interact. Now, positive things happens when we connect, and what this helps is basically it helps to build one of the biggest concerns that we have heard from teachers is building a positive parent rapport, a positive relationship with the parents. So this helps in improving, building a parent rapport. It helps in facilitating parent involvement and many other further features. Finally, I would like to introduce to our team. This is me over here, who's one of the co-founders. You have Vijay over there, who's another co-founder who's working as a Scrum coach for Jetstar. Then we have Rajiv over here, who is the finance advisor. And then we have Varun Satish, who's based out of Palmerston North, who's handling the marketing side of things. So this is how you can reach us. And if we have any Debbies, or Emmas, Maria, or Hamishes in this audience, or anywhere or anybody whom you know of, please feel free to get in touch with us, we can try implementing the solution for them. We are based out of Ministry of OSM and Center of Growth and Innovation. So, and I'm very thankful for all the Ministry of OSM people to help us reach there. Thank you very much. Any questions?
So with what you're doing, are you planning to have a global rollout?
Yes.
Okay. And clearly with a situation like what we've heard in the media about America,
Yeah.
that would be, is that your next step?
Yes. So initially we are focusing on 4 or 5 countries in the next 1 year. Okay, and then taking it forward for, so when I say 4 or 5 countries, it's basically the English-speaking population, and then take it over to the rest of the Europe and other Asian countries as well.
Fantastic.
Are you able to integrate it with other systems? Like my kids go to Cashman High and
Yeah.
they have their app already,
Yeah.
and they have got a school portal. So now there's
Yeah.
a third version, which is like,
No, you can, so the entire beauty of this, if you go back to the previous, if I go back to the previous slide, is basically this can be integrated with any school system. Okay, as long as the system has the relationship information, and mostly the system has the information. The other thing is it can be used for is an educational institute from size of like 5 students or something, or even single student, to any size. So even if it's a small, focused group, like a tuition class or extra, they can use this system.
What's the pricing model for this product? Who's paying? Is it schools, parents? Both?
So it's a freemium model. So our entire objective is everybody should be able to communicate. Okay, it's a freemium model. So you have a pricing model wherein parents can pay or the school can pay, not both. That's what our model is.
Any more questions?
Yes.
Why would they use this and not use Slack?
Because Slack, the schools has to integrate with Slack, otherwise the teachers or the parents has to come into Slack, they join, they get approved, and this is completely automatic. Okay, so there is nothing, no logistics involved once the integration is set.
Surely there's lots of, schools generally have some sort of portal where you have some sort of communication back to the school, etc. I haven't dealt with those products for a little while, but surely they would add a feature like this, and then from the parents' point of view, they would have one button to click on rather than 3 or 4 or whatnot. So why wouldn't these guys just cut you out of
So
business?
when we did a competitor analysis, most of the school for those systems, they are not real time. This is completely real time. And this can be integrated with any of those applications so that they don't have to go for another app to be downloaded.
Well, yes, they do, because they have to have your app plus the school app.
Yeah, so you can use it with that to give a real-time communication.
But surely they can add that to their product if they haven't.
They can add that to their product, but unfortunately at the moment there's nothing that does that.
Okay.
Yeah, question there?
Is there something controlling when parents can access features like
Yes.
phone?
So if you go back to one of these, so you can see over here the status. So the teachers can set the status on when the parents can reach them and when the parents can't. Because if they are in a class, preferably no.
Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunately, that's the time we have now. Please do go speak to Rajiv and Vinay.
Yeah, we will
during
be
the
around
break.
here. Yes, please come and speak to us. Thank you very much.
Yeah.